I don't want to be strong like man who look pretty. I want to be strong like bitch that fight bears in the forest.
Welcome to another episode of Bitch vs. Bear with your hosts, me, Amber, my bestie, Sydney.
Woohoo!
I
I wanted to throw you off a little bit just to see what would happen.
We are soon to be ex-co-owners of Shield Maiden Training Co. And this is a show where we bitch, laugh, and chat about all things fitness and wellness related to women in the LGBTQIA plus community.
I ruined the structure.
You ruined it.
Sorry. Episode 96. We only have 4 more episodes until our 100th. 3.
True.
Yeah.
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 That's cool.
It is. You got something special planned?
Fuck no.
Better get on that.
Okay.
Haven't got much time.
We haven't got much time. No.
Better hustle.
Speaking of hustling, this episode we're going to revisit an episode we did about hustle culture because why not?
Because it's important.
It is important. So, in case you missed that episode, I think you should go back and listen to it.
I don't remember which one it was. It was a while ago.
Yeah, we'll link it in the show notes. You're welcome.
All right. Remind us what hustle culture is.
Okay. Hustle culture is characterized by relentlessly striving for productivity, success, and achievement, and has really permeated all aspects of modern life. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Including the fitness space.
Yes, it's coming back to me now.
It's all coming back to me now. Okay, so while the hustle culture's influence varies, hustle culture often promotes a mindset that prioritizes extreme dedication and sometimes overlooks the importance of balance, rest, and individual well-being.
Don't love that.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about and explore is whether hustle culture remains prominent in the fitness space and its specific impact on women in the LGBTQ plus community.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm guessing there is an impact here.
You'll just have to listen and find out.
Great. Go for it. All right. In fitness spaces, hustle culture manifests in several ways. There's often a strong emphasis on pushing physical limits, achieving personal records, and constantly striving for improvement. This can lead to a culture where individuals feel pressure to constantly perform at higher and higher levels, sometimes at the expense of their physical health and mental well-being.
Yeah. And I think one of the key components of this is social media, which,
as always,
is continuously, it is perpetuating hustle culture within the fitness community. The platforms like Instagram showcase images of folks with toned bodies, often promoting workout routines, diet plans, and those motivational messages that emphasize extreme dedication and discipline. While intended to inspire, I think they really portray an unrealistic expectation and contribute to the feelings of inadequacy among so many of us who look at it. And it's like, well, how?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't seem to portray the reality of how you get that way.
Yeah.
Which is more extreme than most people would be willing to commit to.
And it's always like the rise and grind. I get up at 4 a.m. and I hit the gym before I even get my day started. And it's like, okay, well, how?
Yeah.
I'm raising 2 kids. How does the average person...
It's not realistic.
Yeah. How does the average person do that?
Yeah. Because they probably don't have kids, or they have enough money that they can pay someone to deal with their kids.
Or they have a partner who also isn't... there's so many things.
There's so many variables that they do not include. They just show, if you do this, you get this.
Yeah, if you're this dedicated.
Yeah. It's BS. All right. So for women, hustle culture in fitness can exacerbate existing societal pressures related to body image and self-worth, as if we don't have enough trouble. There's often a focus on achieving a certain aesthetic ideal, which may not be sustainable or healthy for everyone. Women may feel compelled to engage in intense workout regimes or restrictive diets in order to meet these expectations, potentially leading to physical injury, disordered eating patterns, and mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. Moreover, the language used in hustle culture, words like grind, no excuses, and push harder, can be particularly alienating for women who are navigating unique challenges such as menstrual cycles, hormonal fluctuations, and societal expectations related to femininity and family.
Yeah.
This can create barriers to participation and perpetuate a sense of exclusion within fitness spaces,
Yeah.
which is kind of the opposite of what we want.
It is the exact opposite. And similarly, members of the LGBTQ community may face distinct challenges within hustle culture and fitness. Transgender individuals, for example, may encounter difficulties related to gym access, changing facilities, and those societal norms around gender presentation in the gym space. The pressure to conform to traditional gender roles within fitness spaces can exacerbate feelings of dysphoria and discomfort. LGBTQ individuals may experience additional stressors related to identity disclosure and acceptance within the fitness community. Hustle culture's emphasis on competition and achievement can create environments that are unwelcoming or even hostile to those who do not fit traditional norms or expectations.
Yeah.
This can contribute to feelings of isolation, anxiety, and reluctance to engage in fitness activities.
Exactly. Yeah. It can be hard. Like, I know since we've started back at a CrossFit gym, it's been really hard, like, to feel like I've been set back because of the couple years I took off, and to have gained weight during that time, and now trying to get back into it is hard.
It is. And one of the things, though, a shout out to our new gym, one of the things that I really appreciate about them is actually some of the verbiage that they use. Like, they don't, the way that things are written on the whiteboard, they don't put it as scaled, they put it as intermediate. So
I love that.
They're like, you have these skills. You're not, like, because that's how I identify, is like, I don't need to be a beginner and scale everything, but like, I know some of the things, but because I've taken time away or I changed disciplines for a little while, I'm not at the space where I was before, but I identify as like, this is not my first time in a CrossFit gym.
Yeah.
Like, and so just having that verbiage makes me feel like, oh yeah, I can intermediate. That sounds good. That sounds where I'm at.
Yeah. I mean, I think they still have work to do in that we're still using men's and women's weights and calories and whatever. But I mean, everyone has been very, like, kind and inclusive and welcoming,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah. And I think they do a good job. It's just changing that little bit of verbiage, because what they're trying to do is, like, why those modifications, that identification between men's and women's for, like, calories, is like, you want the stimulus to be about the same time. It's really about a time domain.
Right.
And so it's like one of those things where it's like, well, if you're shooting for a time, put
Give
a
us a
time.
time.
Like, if you don't
Yeah.
want me on a bike for more than 2 minutes, like,
Then tell me that.
then tell me that.
If you want, X cals or X time, like, give those as the frame,
yeah.
because I'm going to go with time every time. Let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's
Yeah.
I think they are doing a good job of not perpetuating the hustle culture that is,
Yeah.
I think, still pretty prevalent in the fitness kind of domain.
Yeah. Okay. Recognizing the impact of hustle culture on women and the LGBTQ community is essential for creating more inclusive and supportive fitness environments. Emphasizing holistic health, including mental well-being and balance, can help counteract the negative effects of hustle culture. Encouraging diverse representations in fitness media, promoting body-positive messages, and providing education on inclusive practices are crucial steps towards fostering environments where all individuals feel valued and respected.
Yeah, I think we're the trend is shifting away from hustle culture. Like, I think there's been a good realization among people that can only take you so far.
Yeah. And then
And it's also pretty unsustainable. And I think the path that most people are trying to take now is sustainability and striving for like longevity. And hustle culture definitely doesn't promote that.
no,
It promotes
you can't
this
keep
like
up that.
up and down. It promotes like roller coaster like riding. You're just like, I can't
You're
sustain-
hustle, and then you burn out and have to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you've got to get back on the
get back on it.
it's insane.
Yeah, and
No, thank
I
you.
think I can speak for myself and say I like fell a little bit victim to that, because as soon as I got injured, I couldn't continue and sustain the level at which I had been doing, which was, you know, almost some days 6 days a week of working out, or at least doing something, even if I wasn't in the gym. And as soon as I got injured and that wasn't possible anymore, it was like this steep drop off,
Yeah.
because I didn't have any other like routine in there. It was just like hustle, do the thing. And it worked for a while up until that hurdle, and then I was like, oh fuck,
Now what?
now what? So
Yeah.
the second go round, this approach is much more like sustainable, I think. Like, have a good routine. It's not the be all end all. It's not like wake up and grind. I'm gonna be, you know, an Olympic. I'm not gonna be an Olympic athlete. Calm down.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You do need to calm down.
it's like that Instagram post that's like, you know what? All those bodies on Everest were once high achievers. So like, maybe slow your roll.
Don't be a hive achiever.
Like,
Okay.
I mean, putting it in that context, you're like,
Well,
you're
I
right.
mean, it's not wrong.
Yeah. I also think that fitness professionals and influencers can play a pivotal role in promoting practices that prioritize sustainability and enjoyment and individual goals over that relentless pursuit of perfection. And, you know, it doesn't all have to be on the individual fitness enthusiast to do that. Like, it needs to come from all angles. And I think the trend is there, but we can do better. We can do better.
we can always do better.
I mean, we promote a lot of balance on the show.
Yeah.
So if you were ever feeling like, oh, I gotta wake up and hustle and grind, we are not.
Don't look at us.
That is not us. I will not be hustling until I've had at least one cup of coffee. Like, let's slow our rolls on that. And, you know, I think moderation, restorative practices, which we talk a lot about, respect for diverse identities, it can really help those of us in the fitness industry reshape fitness culture into one that celebrates inclusivity and supports the well-being of all of our participants.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we want. We want you to be supported. We want you to be healthy. We want you to move your body and do good things for it.
Yeah.
But not overwhelm it and
Yeah.
overwork it.
And not have your gym space be your only social space. You know, I think a lot of people fall into like that is like they found a supportive community there, and then it becomes the only one. And then you just get in that loop of like, well, this is my only social, and so I'm just going to hustle and grind because like I want to be with my people.
Yeah.
And then something happens, and then that's when you get that drop off and that unsustainability.
Yeah.
So,
and it's okay for those people to be your people, but maybe invite them to do something other than the gym.
yeah.
Be friends outside of the gym.
Be friends outside of the gym. Even if you want to go use your fitness in some other way, like go paddleboarding or go play a sport, like sign up for a queer rec league, you know, any of those things. But getting it out of that gym space can also be really good for everybody's like frame of reference when they see those people. It's like, oh, this is the person I always work out at 4:00 with. and they're always pushing hard. So I got to push just as hard.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes that. It's like, maybe they're really chill outside of the gym.
Right.
Let's go hang out with them there.
And their goals may be different than yours. And I think that's so much a part of hustle culture is this competition and the comparing with others. And it's so unhealthy. You can't do that. We've talked about this before, in terms of comparing the way you look to the way other people look at the gym, or how much you're lifting to how much they're lifting, or whatever, all the different barometers for success and progress in the gym. I think it's really hard, and everyone has their own individual goals. Everyone's there for their own reasons. And you don't know that.
Yeah.
You don't know what everybody's goals are. Maybe Joe over in the corner is actually working to compete at an Olympic level.
Yeah.
And like, I can't keep up with that.
And I shouldn't be trying.
It's like if I'm comparing myself to what they're doing, like I'm just going to feel bad about myself all the time.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
It's not great for my mental health.
Right? Or like watching Shelby lift weights at the gym.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm not on that level. I cannot compare myself to her as she's lifting her more than what I can deadlift. And so I don't. Like, I recognize, like, she's put in the work because that was her goal.
Yeah.
And that is not my goal.
Yeah.
My goal is just to be healthy and to move my body, and that's fine.
Yeah. Have a little strength so my bone density stays high.
I want to be independent as I age.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
And I think it's funny, as you were talking about this, I thought of hustle culture in a really a subgroup.
Yeah.
The maternity.
Oh.
Like that, I gotta bounce back. And what
that is so toxic.
That hustle culture in that demographic must feel like. I don't know. But that pressure to be put on you, not only after you did a monumental feat, we've talked about on the show, what goes through your body as a woman to be able to do, you are running multiple marathons, that is huge. And so the recovery time after that, and then people jumping back on, and then looking at old PRs and trying to get back to that of now not only do you have this fitness hustle, you have the hustle culture outside of the gym, the be that perfect mom or dad who's got to do it all. I gotta have a full-time job, I gotta have the house clean, I gotta host the the barbecues, I gotta stay fit, I gotta
get your pre-pregnancy body back.
Yep, I have to get the kid into all of the best schools and sports and all of those things. So hustle culture just permeating through that. I can't imagine.
It's got to be. It's untenable. How do you even?
Something's got to give in that situation.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of moms, it seems to be the thing that is probably one of the hardest things is your body and yourself is probably what's going to be let go.
Yeah.
Because moms tend to be very nurturing people and giving to their children and their partners and their family and communities.
Yeah. I did actually, this is ties into this, but I actually thought it was kind of interesting. So the Olympics had been on, and we were watching, we're big Olympics people, but one of the we don't watch cable very often. Yeah. But because live streaming, Peacock will put ads in.
Oh, yeah.
But some of them were targeted, and one of the ones that I saw that I thought was really interesting in the approach that they took was it was a bunch of parents and they were talking about oh, they watch you, your health is the first key to their health. And it was an ad for, I don't know, a local hospital, I don't know, something along those lines of make sure you get your yearly checkup, preventative medication, all of those things. But it was such an interesting way that I hadn't seen talked about a lot of oh, we're going to pose this as you're doing this to be a good role model for your children.
Yes.
And I was oh, well, that's a new approach.
Yes.
Good job. Maybe that's the key, because I do think that parents of course are going to put their kids first,
Yeah.
and then they let their own things slide. Like, they don't go to the dentist as frequently. They don't do the things that they know they need to do for their own health and wellness.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh, interesting.
Yeah.
New
It's so
approach. I like
important.
it. I like it. Yeah. Hustle culture, man.
It's a wild time.
It's
Let it
wild.
go. Just let it go.
Yeah.
All right. Should we wrap this up here?
Sure.
All right. So while hustle culture remains prevalent in many fitness spaces, its impact on women and the LGBTQ community underscores the need for a more nuanced and inclusive approach to health and wellness. A shield maiden approach, if you will.
Yes.
By addressing the unique challenges faced by these groups, such as societal pressures, body image concerns, and identity-related stressors, fitness communities can become more welcoming and supportive environments for all individuals. By prioritizing holistic health and embracing diversity, we can move towards a future where fitness is accessible, empowering, and affirming for everybody.
And
Love that.
that's
Yeah, that's the dream.
That's the dream right there. So, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform so that we can make fitness accessible, empowering, and affirming to everyone.
Yes.
That's a wrap. Whether you're lifting weights or lifting each other up, let's keep breaking barriers, building strength, and embracing our rainbow of resilience. Until next time, stay fierce and stay fabulous.